A marriage to a royal African family, or the unforgettable taste of Mama Put's hot, spicy, and mouth-watering pepper soup? Which do you prefer? Mama Put's pepper soup, of course. In the heart of a bustling local community known as Ogudu, there stood a small, smoky shack of a restaurant that had defied all odds. Rain or shine, morning or night, Mama Put's kitchen never lacked customers. People queued with bowls and plates, their mouths watering, their wallets eager to part with money. It was said that her pepper soup could heal malaria, cure heartbreak, and even silence a quarrelsome wife. Whatever she was doing, it was working. Too well, in fact. Mama Put, as she was fondly called, was not the friendliest woman, but her food made up for it. She was plump, dark-skinned, always dressed in an oversized wrapper and stained apron. She ran her business with the no-nonsense air of a military commander. She barely smiled, rarely talked unless to scold someone or shout orders at her help, but customers didn't mind. The aroma of her food was all the invitation needed. No one cared to ask how an aging widow could pull so much crowd when young beautiful ladies doing the same business lacked patronage. Mama Put hadn't always been popular. In fact, her business was once on the verge of collapse. She had tried everything: new spices, different meats, selling at a cheaper rate. But nothing worked. Her competitors flourished, while her shop remained deserted. She was mocked, ridiculed, and nearly evicted by village chief for unpaid rent. So desperation pushed her into places most people would never dream of entering. One evening, as rain drummed heavily on the rooftops and thunder cracked the skies, Mama Put visited an old herbalist deep in the outskirts of the town, a place whispered about in hushed tones. Baba Lear, they called him. No signboard, just a mud hut, red cloth, and a stare that reached into your past. "I want customers," she said, soaked and shivering. "Can you keep the rules?" Baba Lear murmured, without looking at her. She nodded. "It's simple," he said, turning to face her, his eyes like twin embers. "All you need is water used to bathe the dead. Use it to cook your meat, stir it anti-clockwise, and command your customers to come from the four corners of the earth. You will be tired of customers. The water will awaken hunger in all who taste it." Mama Put was silent. "Where will I find such water?" "There are people who work in mortuaries. I'll give you a name. But be warned, never use the water of an angry soul. Always make sure to know the cause of their death before you buy it. Always ask who the water was used on. Some spirits are gentle, but there are those whose rage cannot be tamed. You must never cook with such waters." She left that night, and traced the name Baba Lear gave her the following day. The first water she bought was of a woman in her 60s who died peacefully in her sleep. It smelled metallic and foul. She hesitated the first time, but hunger makes even cowards brave. She added a few drops to her pepper soup that morning. By noon, her line was out the door. Soon, things changed. She could afford better tables, bigger pots, even a small generator. Her pepper soup spot in the heart of the community flourished. People came from other villages just to taste it. Buses stopped. Drivers queued. Even the local chief sent his guards to secure bowls before noon. Her meat was soft, her broth unforgettable. None knew the real secret wasn't seasoning, it was the ritual water she used to boil everything. But while Mama Put sold to the whole community, she made sure she and her children never tasted it, not even by accident. The crowd grew bigger by each passing day. The water worked. It really worked. All she had to do was pick up her supply every Tuesday from her supplier. At first she always asked where the water came from. But as time went on, she didn't care anymore. She was now too big and too busy to remember. She continued to enjoy her fame. It was a rainy Tuesday evening. Mama Put went, as usual, picked up her special water and paid for it. She didn't ask questions. When she reached her buka, she just added it into her pot of goat meat. But as the liquid started to boil, the fire hissed violently, as if it was offended. Then, something happened. The aroma that usually spread like wildfire through the air, that irresistible smell that pulled crowds to her shed, changed. For the first time since she started this strange business, Mama Put frowned at her own pot. A sharp, bitter stench rose. Not of burnt meat, not of spice. It was something deeper. It smelled like stale blood. She waved her hands over the pot, confused. "Oh, what is this now?" she muttered, reaching for more seasoning. Then she heard a faint cry, not from outside. Not from any customer. But from inside the pot, a soft sob. Barely audible, but chilling. Mama Put froze. Her cooks looked at her with questions no one dared to voice out. She leaned in slowly, her heart pounding, eyes squinting through the steam. But then, she quickly put herself together. "It's nothing," she said, "it's just the sound of the bubbling pepper soup." But just as she reached to stir it again, the sob returned, louder this time. It was a woman's cry, heartbroken, wounded, and haunting. She staggered back, her knees hit a bench behind her, and she collapsed into it, breathing fast, chest heaving. Some of her cooks helped her up, while others were too scared to. Fortunately for her, it happened in the cooking area, not where customers waited. That day, the meat cooked endlessly, but it remained raw, and the stench it gave pushed everyone away. Many customers were angry, some even left. But somehow they still prayed silently and sincerely hoped she figured out the problem and gets back on track soon. But Mama Put's troubles were far from over. She started having strange dreams. She dreamt of a woman in a white gown, drenched in blood, standing at the foot of her bed. The dress was lacy, elegant, the kind worn by brides. Her head was cracked, her lips quivered with rage. "Why did you trouble me in death?" she whispered. Mama Put woke up screaming. She was sweating like a goat for the slaughter. Her sheets were soaked. Her wrapper was on the floor. Her children were fast asleep. She couldn't pray, she had no moral rights to. She only managed to sleep again during the early hours of the morning. The following day, Mama Put added the water again. She knew a spirit had haunted her last night, but she doesn't even know the particular one, as she has used so many already. But her meat stayed raw. Little by little her customers deserted her, men went back to their wives' pot. Even the chief's guard stopped showing up. She returned to Boba Lair, but Boba looked at her like one already condemned. "You used the wrong water," he said quietly, standing far from her. "Oh my God!" she screamed. He stepped back. "You have stirred a spirit not meant to be touched," then he told her. The water had come from the body of Carol, a young bride-to-be who died on the very day of her wedding. The car carrying her had collided with a trailer on the express road just minutes from the church. Her white dress soaked in blood. Her mother wailed to the heavens. Her groom ran mad with rage. "Carol's spirit is angry," Boba said. "She died unfulfilled. A bride with no wedding. She wants her moment back. She came to me in my dreams." Mama Put whispered, "She will come again. Your battles are far from over." Boba Lair replied, "What should I do?" She asked Boba Lair, "You will do absolutely nothing but wait for your judgment. I warned you to always ask questions, didn't I?" That day Mama Put returned to her shop confused. True to Boba Lair's words, Carol kept coming in her sleep every night, the same cracked face. The same torn gown. She'd whip blood and scream into Mama Put's ears. "I had it rough on earth, and even in death you didn't let me rest." Why? Mama Put was losing herself every passing day. She poured the water away and got another one, but the damage had been done already. Strange things started happening. Bowls breaking on their own. Blood started leaking from her cooking pots and dogs barked at her windows every midnight. She visited her shop seldomly. Customers dwindled. Rumors began to spread. "She dey mad now, oh, them say no spiritual attack." Then the voices followed her even when awake, and then, one Saturday evening while Mama Put sold to her few loyal customers, Carol the dead bride appeared with a whip in her hand. She flogged her mercilessly and angrily. Mama Put was shouting while everyone watched in confusion. Then she started confessing, "Nomi oh. Nomi they use water from dead body cook food. But not this last one come be angry bride. I don't go use the one way pass my power, nor she come for me. I no. I forget to ask," gasps fill the pepper soup joint. People spat out the meat in their mouth, others vomited and others spat curses. She wept. She screamed, a woman passing by screamed, "My husband eats from here every Friday." After the confession, Mama Put fainted. The police came and searched her buka. They found many bottles of foul-smelling water. 2 mortuary workers who sold to Mama Put were arrested. Mama Put became mentally unstable, and her children turned to beggars. She sits now in a psychiatric ward, staring at the wall. Nurses says she hums wedding songs and cries at midnight. Sometimes, she just whispers, "Forgive me, Carol." But Carol has not stopped visiting. Even the nurses say they hear bridal shoes clicking through the hall on some nights. Some shortcuts lead to places you'll never return from. There's dignity in labor, build honorably and diligently. When desperation invites the dead into your kitchen, they never leave empty-handed. You cannot season sour with sin and expect sweetness. Every shortcut comes with a toll. Some are just too heavy to bear. Some spirits were not meant to be stirred. Be careful what you eat. And be more careful what they use to cook it. Don't forget to like, comment and share. Follow for more stories.